All right, I just added $10,000 to my Meta stock position. That means the total position size is $17,000, and they are about to report earnings. I have no idea what happens. I'm literally watching this live, and it looks like something just came out. The stock's up 3% after hours. Now, I don't recommend this at all. I don't recommend buying a stock really anywhere around its earnings date or selling a stock, right? We should have long-term opinions. But I have been an owner of Facebook stock for a long time, of Meta stock for a long time. I had about a $7,000 position, and I just added $10,000 today, and I plan to own Meta stock for the long term, and I have accepted the risks associated with it. And so we're gonna learn a lesson here. Either the pitfalls of buying a stock into earnings, or maybe it works out and still that's a bad idea to do, but I did it, so I wanna share it here and just wanna share what I'm doing as a long-term investor. And here we go. This is exactly why you shouldn't buy a stock into earnings. Right now, apparently the earnings are out and the stock's down 7.5%. So let's see if this is a thesis breaker on the stock, or if maybe there's an overreaction here. And so we could see GAAP earnings per share of $1.64. They missed by 22 cents, so we'll look into that. Revenue of $27.71 billion, which beat by $310 million. So that's interesting there, even with currency headwinds. Shares were up 8%, so it seems like when this thing first came out, the shares apparently went up. Now shares are down. There's a lot of algorithms and computers involved with after hours trading. I wouldn't be surprised if Meta, it's now showing down, you can see over here, down 6%, 7% after hours. I wouldn't be surprised to see it down 10% or up 10% and erase these completely. That's how wild and crazy after hours trading gets. And so we should take what happens after hours lightly and just understand there's a lot less volume, so things move around a lot, right? They still have to do their conference call. When that happens, sometimes the commentary can make the stock go up or down. And Wall Street, the bottom line is that Wall Street trades on short-term time horizons. This is going to be an investment for hopefully 5, 10, 15 years. Okay, family daily active people was 2.93 billion, which was an increase of 4% year over year. It's kind of crazy that they're still growing at all. Family monthly active people was 3.71 billion, increase of 4%. Facebook daily active users, increase of 3%. So family means all of their apps together. Facebook monthly active users was an increase of 2% year over year. Ad impressions and price per ad in the third quarter delivered across the family of apps increased by 17%, and the average price per ad decreased by 18% year over year. So impressions are up by 17%. Ad price decreased by 18% year over year, and that's been a lot of the pressure on the stock, and it's probably the pressure on the stock right now after hours. And they're getting smarter on cost cutting, which we like to see. They expect total expenses to be in the range of 85 to 87 billion, updated from the prior outlook of 85 to 88. And now we're reading the company's press release on their website. Let's talk about share repurchases. They repurchased 6.55 billion of Class A common stock in the third quarter of 2022. As of September 30th, they had 17.78 billion available and authorized for share repurchases. So I'm sure they're going to continue to reduce the share count. The market cap's at $348 billion plus or minus 30 billion. So we'll call it $330 billion. 17.78 billion of additional repurchases is somewhere between 3 and 5% of the market cap. So, a decent amount of money for share buybacks available. And this is probably why the stock's down so much. Again, we're going to see what they say on the call. The stock could rebound. It could go down more. Who knows? Again, I am in this thing for the long term, and this is a great opportunity for me to share with you the ups and the downs of investing for the long term. And maybe if we do this long enough, things will work out. You can see why long-term investing is great, or why you should never listen to anybody on YouTube talk about stocks, or at least me. They said they expect fourth quarter revenue to be in the range of 30 to 32.5 billion, and the guidance assumes a foreign currency will be an approximate 7% headwind to year-over-year total revenue growth. So if you think about what revenue would be, if you add 5% of that would be about 1.5 billion. So they're really at the top end. Would have had 36 billion in revenue, and on the low end 31 to 32. And if we go to EPS expectations, the estimate, this may have been updated by now, who knows, but the estimates say here 32.21 billion, and they're definitely on the low side of that for revenue estimate. So I think that's what a lot of this after hours reaction is about. I do send out alerts anytime I make a buy or a sell on Savvy Trader. There's a link down in the description. You can get SMS and email alerts automatically if you sign up for them, if you want them, anytime I buy or sell anything. And so you can see here, Meta is now the largest position in the portfolio at about 15%. And the buy came in, I posted it here at about 3:38 p.m. So anyways, if you're hurting today, just know I am too. My portfolio is going to be hurting tomorrow, and I'm in this for the long term, right? I think that this is going to be a great company over the long term, but I could be wrong.